Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to another video. Today I am taking you with me in 2 days of my life learning English grammar. As a person like me do self-study, so my biggest fear is just the grammar, because I have to follow my structures and I have to follow my mouth's mistakes, so it's kind of blocked my talking. So that's why today I decide to out of my comfort zone and do some English grammar study, and because they are saying the best way to to learn something, to remember something, is to try to teach what you learn to another one. So this is what I am trying to do in this video. Let's get started. And firstly I will start by the preposition and preposition of time more specifically. So I will start with the in, and the in I think we can use for like a long period of time. For example, in the morning, like a period of day, in afternoon, in evening, and we can use plus the years. For example, in 2024, like if you wanted to say to someone, I will be there in just in 2 weeks, so it's like a period of time. And we can use plus the seasons, like in summer, in winter, and we can use else like in the month plus the month, so January, in March. So this is, we will just go to on, and on is just we are using with the days of the week. For example, on Saturday, on Sunday, and just a specific day on the month. For example, we will meet on the 4th of March, and if someone requests you for come like at a specific hour, you will say I will be there on time. So for example, on time. So this is, and we will just come to at, and at we are using more in a specific times. For example, I will meet with her at 1 o'clock, or I will meet with my mom at night. And for example, we can use also for understand the holiday without the known day. Okay, we are going to the preposition of place when we are saying, for example, in, and we are talking about a huge place. In cities, for example, in countries, in just like newspaper, in books, and example for transportation, includes like in taxi, in car. So it's like in a box, so something huge. And we are coming to the like on, and we are talking about on like when we are talking about a street, only a street, like I will meet on the I will meet with her on Freedom Street or the Avenue. We are talking about the floor, the first floor or the second floor. So she's living on the second floor, or example on the ceiling. And we are talking about the media also. For example, on internet, like I am searching on internet, I am searching on social media, I am searching on WhatsApp, on Facebook, or something like on radio. So I am hearing this news on radio and on TV. So this is, and art more specific. So it's like a specific place we can use with addresses, like a complete address has understand the number of the street, the avenue, understand, and the name of the street and the cities. So like a complete address. we are using at before, and we have like a specific locations at the bus stop, so and like at the museum, so we know, uh, so it's like a specific locations, and like at the top, at the bottom, at the start, at the end. So this is all like a word we are like using this as an index for this is a specific things, and we need to use at as a preposition before them. So this is like my small summary about this lesson.
A few moments later.
And secondly, we are coming with the comparative and superlative, and we will just start with comparative. And comparative is just make a comparison between two adjectives. For example, our new house is bigger than our previous one. So the means like our actual house is more big than the house we had before. And the superlative is like the highest degree of something. For example, it was the coldest place I have visited. So like I visited too much place, but the most coldest one it was understand this place. So the structure, for example, for the comparative, for example, she's bigger than her sister. And for the superlative, and there is many rules in this lesson. For example, the adjective has one syllable like fast and like said or small. So for making the comparative, we are just making plus er, so small smaller, and fast faster. And for making the superlative, we are just using the plus the like the fastest and the smallest. So the plus the adjective plus est. And for example, for the adjective has like consonant, vowel, consonant, for example big. So we must to double the consonant. Big, it will be in comparative bigger, and it will be in the superlative the biggest. And we have like fat, so it will just we double the t, so the fatter and the fattest. And we have like adjective has more than two syllables, so we are just using more or less plus the adjective. For example, crowded, so we are using more crowded or less crowded. And for the superlative, we are using understand the most crowded and the least crowded. For example, the famous, so the most famous, the more famous. And we are example, we have like the adverb like has finished by ly, so we are using for making the comparative like more clearly or less clearly. And for using the superlative, we are using the most clearly, and the least clearly. And for example, we have like understand some adjective like ending with y. For example, scary. So say if we wanted to make the comparative, we will say scarier and the scariest. And we have another like irregular adjectives doesn't follow the same rule. And for example, good, so for making the comparative we will say better, and for making the superlative we will say the best. The best, understand the festival I saw, and for example another things, the bed. So for saying comparative we will say the worst, and for making the superlative we will say the worst. So this is, and after that, when I complete this, I have some exercise I have already done and make. So this is the two lessons. This is for today, and see you tomorrow inshallah.
The next day.
So welcome to the second day, and today I decide to study some modal verbs. Firstly, as can and should, may and must. So I am not going to just discover all the uses of these modal verbs and make it complicated for myself. Not, I am just going to revise all the simple uses and how I can just make them in my conversation. So let's get started with can, and we are using for express the ability. I can read, I can write, and for example, if you wanted to give a question, can you speak? So the reply will be yes I can or no I can't. We have may, and we are using for express the possibility. So something can be or cannot be, we don't know, we aren't sure about this. For example, I am not sure about where is my sister, but she may be at home. So I am not sure about her existence at home or not, but I am just giving a like expectation, she may be at home. And when we are using must, so for express the obligation, so you must revise your lessons, you must just like cut down with sugar, you must follow your diet. And we have should, and we are using for express like the suggestion or giving advice. For example, we should go to the cinema this week. So this is a kind of suggestion. You are giving a suggestion to your friend to go out with them. And if you wanted to give advice, so you said like, you should go to the doctor, you look, because you look tired. So this is, and I have finished a lot of exercise in this, like simple uses of this four modals verb.
A few moments later.
And now let's move on to the past tenses, and we will start with the simple past, when we are using for action happened in the past and finished, and mostly we are just saying when that happened, and the structure will be like the subject plus the simple past. For example, I went to bed at 10 p.m. last night, or they played tennis at school. Every events or every actions happened before the present moment. Something finished, happened and finished. So I went to supermarket today in morning. Now we are at night, so this has happened in the past. Now we are going to talk about the past continuous, and we are using for express like a specific moment, like I was cooking like lunch yesterday afternoon. I was cooking lunch yesterday afternoon. So yesterday in afternoon I was cooking lunch. And we can use also for giving a background information about two things. For example, it was snowing while I was recording a video. So it's happened just the two action happening understand in a period in the past together. For example, it was snow outside, so and at the same time I was recording a video. And also for talking about like ongoing action interrupted by another action, and the first action we are using the past continuous, and the second we are using the simple past. For example, I was talking when the phone called. For example, I was chatting with my sister when my mom called me. So I was talking with my sister, and like a continue action, then another action interrupt this. My mom called me. So this is, and now we are talking about the past perfect. And as the present perfect, we are using for talking about our life experience before a point in the past. For example, I was in London by the time I was 23. So now I am not 23. So in the past, when I understand I was 23, before this time I was living in London. So this is, and for expressing unfinished actions and events, for example, action begin and continue up until one point in the past. For example, I have been in London for 5 years by the time I was 20, for example. So I had been living in London 5 years before I was 20 years old. And for expressing the consequences and both the actions and consequences are in the past and finished. For example, I had been out every day that week, so I was tired. So that means 1 week I was going out every day, and as a result for this I was tired. And for the past perfect continuous, we are using for like action happened in the past and with like a long duration in the past before a point in the past. For example, I had been working in this company for 5 years before it closed. So like the point in the past, so the company closed, but before I was working for them for 5 years. And like another example for like the repeated actions, for example, the orchestra had been practicing for months before the concert happened. So the orchestra was practicing for months, so like every day they are meeting and practicing until in one point in the past the concert happened. So I will just stop the video here because maybe it will be too long. So that's why I decided to stop here, and I hope you enjoyed by this video, and see you soon in the next video inshallah. Bye bye.